Welcome back, viewers. In today's video, we are going to start a new series on the Zorin OS 16.3 Education ISO. So I already installed the ISO as a virtual machine, and we are going to test out the Zorin OS 16.3 Education ISO. Let us start. So this is the login screen of the Zorin OS 16.3 Education, and you can see on the top the accessibility features. The keyboard layout is there. I will switch over to English India. The network manager, volume control, and the power menu, it is there. And you have got two sessions, Zorin desktop on XOR and Zorin desktop on Wayland. So we will go with the Zorin desktop on XOR, or if you want we can go with Wayland also. So let us start with the review of the Zorin OS 16.3 Education. So this desktop is based on the GNOME desktop. So they have done the adaptation of the GNOME desktop. And the welcome screen has come up. It's suggesting a tour of the desktop. So we will start the tour right now. So there is this application menu to launch apps. You can use the Zorin appearance to change the desktop looks. So this is the same application that is available in the standard Zorin OS 4 Pro desktops. Speed may be limited in virtual machine, of course, it is always like that. And you can connect with your online account. Since this is a GNOME desktop, you can connect your online accounts. You can launch Zorin Connect to connect your phone and computer with your system. And you can launch the software store or the software manager from here direct. And you can visit the help page of Zorin OS by clicking here. So now let us check out the actual desktop. So this is the desktop. There are no folders on the desktop. At the bottom there is this panel. So this is nothing but the GNOME panel that we always see on the top of the GNOME. So that panel has been brought down and the dock or dash has disappeared. So only the panel is there. So we will check out the update at the last stage. First, what we will do is we will go through the actual desktop applications and the desktop features. So here you can see the applications are arranged in sections, and on the right side the favorites is there. So you got home, desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, videos, uh, link to software, settings, and the Zorin appearance. Here you can search for the complete desktop, any file, any name keyword, you can search it from here. These are 4 buttons: log out, lock the desktop, restart, and your power off. On the panel there is minimize all windows, Firefox web browser is there, the Nautilus file manager is there, software center or software store is there, and this is the software updater. So if we check the software updates what are available, let us check out. So we have got around few hundred MBs of download. So Zorin OS is getting in some upgrade, 492 KB, and the Zorin OS base around 7.4 MB, and the rest is the different applications. Next we will move over to the right side of the panel. So you got this keyboard layout, then the network manager, the GNOME settings, lock, power off, logout menu, and the GNOME calendar is there. So this is the GNOME calendar along with the word clock, weather, and the notifications and DND. So this typically you see in the GNOME desktop at the center of the panel on the top. So that has been brought down here on the right side of the panel. Now let us check out the different applications that are available. So in the accessories you got clocks, that is GNOME clocks, files is there, that is the file manager, GNOME file manager, Maps is there, Minder is there. So Minder is nothing but an application to create, develop, and visualize your ideas. So whatever new ideas come to your mind, you can jot it down here in the Minder. So you can create a map of the ideas, and then you can further spread the idea. You can make the idea more concise, and then you can implement the idea. Of course, you can also use it as a mind mapper, or you can use it to memorize the different difficult things. For example, there is some difficult formula in mathematics that you want to remember. You can create a mind map, or a, you can say, memory key to remember that formula. So you can use this Minder for that also. The Gnome text editor is there, to-do list is there, and the weather app is there. So this is all standard Gnome applications in the accessories. Now in education sector, I will just close it. We will not do the update because that is not necessary for the review. In education section, there is this, all these games are there. So today what we will do is we will cover this education and the accessories too. And in the series of videos, just like we did for the school Linux, we will do different application sections. So let us open the Blinken. So now what is Blinken? So for that, what you have to do is you have to click on the question mark button. So that should open up the files. And you can also open the Blinken handbook. So this will open up the help and the Blinken help handbook. So you can see the help center has started up. So you can check out just the fundamentals. Introduction to Blinken. What it is, it will just come up. So Blinken is based on an electronic game released in 1978, which challenges players to remember the sequences of increasing length. On the face of the device, there are 4 different color buttons, each one with their distinctive sound. These buttons light up randomly, creating the sequence that a player must recall. If the player is successfully remembering the sequence of lights in the correct order, they advance to the next stage where an identical sequence with one extra step is presented. If they are correct, the game is lost and the player must start from the beginning. So if the player is correct, they will go to the next level of the game, and if they are incorrect, the player must start from the beginning. The goal is to get a high score. Each step in the sequence is worth 1 point, so that the correct entry of sequence of lights is worth 8 points on the high score table. So what happens is, first it will start with the single light. So you have to remember sequence 2, 3, 4. The number of lights will increase, and they will blink in a different sequence every time. So you have to remember that sequence. If you miss, you have to start from the beginning again. So something like that is there. So you can try it out. This is good way for the kids, so that increases their memory power. Next application is Gcompress. So we will just open the Gcompress. It is some game for kids, small kids, kindergarten kids. So it is it hovers around some activities. So the kids have to perform certain tasks or activities, and then they score. That's it. You have to just achieve uh, the goals of that task, and that task is complete. You have to move on to the next task. It will take some time to open up. It is a slow application. I already tested the desktop on my other laptop. So some of the applications are very slow to open up. So the GeoGebra Classic has opened up. So it is nothing but a tool for graphing, geometry, 3D graphics, CA, spreadsheet, probability, exam mode. Everything is rolled into one application. So what you can do is you can draw graphs. For example, there is some mathematical equation. You have to input the variables. You get some answer from that equation. That equation, then that answer or result of the equation, you have to plot on this graph. So it is a XY axis graph, and you have to plot it on there. So this is one of the functionality of graphing. Second one is geometry. So you can draw different shapes, realize different geometric shapes on this graph. You can also do some 3D plotting on this graph. CA is there, so it is some kind of mathematical equation, I think. Yes, spreadsheets are there, probability is there, so you can practice your probability questions or probability, what we can say, probability task that given in the school homework on this. So you can practice the probability and statistical problems here on the spreadsheet, and the exam mode is there. So you can practice for your exam for all the above. So if you got geometry, graphing, or 3D graphics, spreadsheet, and probability uh, exam is there, you can use this to uh, test yourself in an exam mode. Something has happened. This always comes up. So you can see it's just simple tasks are there for the kindergarten schools. Nothing is there. I will not go in much detail. We will just switch this off. Okay, and further down you can see the mathematical calculator is also there. So you can also do mathematical calculations using this application. So now I will close this application. So we have checked out GCompris and the GeoGebra. Now the next application is Canagram. It is nothing but a letter ordering game. So you can teach students to spell the different words, simple words, so that they can memorize the spellings of the different words and they can enrich their vocabulary. Next yes, now it has come up. So you can see it is different words for example the animal names. So you have to spell out the animal names. You have to arrange the alphabets to create the animal names. So clothing. So this is all the name of cloth. Computers. So different currencies are there. Easy. Fruits. The name of fruit. You have to just arrange them to create the name of fruit. So different sections are there. So this is little bit harder. So there will be certain levels. You have to achieve those levels. Inventions, medium. So the different levels of difficulty is there. These are the numbers. FURO. That's it. So now I will now just close this. Next item is K branch. So what is K branch? Now for that we have to open up the handbook. So every application has some handbook and a help file. So we will open up the handbook and read out the fundamentals. That is the introduction. So exactly what is K branch? So K branch is a small program to practice calculating the fractions and percentage. 6 different exercises are offered as well as a learning mode. So you can use this to provide homework or exercise for the students, and students can use the learning mode to learn about fractions and percentages. So this is for the primary school kids. Next application is the Colibri. So it is the offline education technology platform. So I will just tell you what it is. So using Colibri, you can tune to the online education channels, internet channels, and then you can speed up the learning curve for your students. So just it will start up. You will have to create a user profile in the beginning. So all your students of your school, they can have their own profiles. They can log in into the system Colibri, and then they can watch their favorite education channels. And also you can beam those education channels on a big screen in the school auditorium. That is also possible. It is taking some time right now. What we will do is, meantime, we can start another program. So let us start the K-Touch. So we can check out the typewriting trainer. So students who are not use any typewriter or the computer keyboard in their life, so they have to begin with. So this is there to teach the students how to use the computer keyboards or the typewriter. So this is a typewriting program. So there are two levels. I have no or very little experience in machine tapping. So this is for the students who want to begin using the computer keyboards or the typewriter, and this is for the experienced machine typist and they want to improve the skills, typewriting skills or the typing skill or computer. So two levels are there. You can use anyone. Once you enter your name, create a profile, then you can start your training. So there are different exercises. So you have to look at this uh, exercise and type accordingly on your keyboard, and then it will give you some scores. And then once you pass one exam or the one level, you have to go to the other exercise, other level, and there are similarly there will be many exercises available, and these are all the languages that are supported by this typing program. So that's a very good, lot of languages are there. You can try type out, and you can see here the profile has been created for me. Now we will come back to Colibri. So Colibri is now open. You have to first select your default language for Colibri, enter. So there are two ways. There is the quick start. This is for homeschooling, supplementary individual learning, and other self-directed use. And for the advanced setup for schools, education programs, organization, and other group learning settings that share the use of Colibri. So if you have a school setup or some educational trust setup, you can use this with the advanced setup. And for your home needs, for your personal needs, or if you're homeschooling your kids, you can use this. So I will go with the advanced setup. Let us go for the advanced setup. This is also easy. Let us go for the advanced setup. Let us see what happens. So okay, so this will create the device name and everything. So the better is I will just show you the quick start. So you have to create your name, username, everything. You have to create a password also. Once that is done, it will set up your user profile and your facility, learning facility. So it will be a dashboard for your learning, and you can import the channel. So there will be some standard channel. So Colibri Studio is there, local network or internet is there, advanced drive or memory. So if there is some learning program on your drive or memory card, that also can be imported. You can also import certain local network or the internet channels, and you can subscribe to the Colibri Online Studio. So that is what we are going to do. So the Colibri Online Studio has certain channels. So now those channels will load up, and you can just tune into any of those channels and then start your learning, personal learning. Here you can see the different channels. Some Arabic channels are also can be seen. There are some French channels. So this is good supplement for your kids who go to the school and in the free time they want to learn something more. You can use this. So learning is fun with Colibri. And if you are in a school setup, then whole class can watch these education channels to their devices and the Colibri login. So that's it. And now in the education sector, what is the K-Turtle is pending. So we will go with the K-Turtle. So K-Turtle is nothing but a program to teach students the basics or the fundamentals of programming. So it is an introduction to programming. So students can do some simple, write some simple programs to make this turtle go forward or go in different directions on this canvas. So it will go left, right, forward, backwards, everything. You can do it using the program. So you have to write the program here. This editor is available, and this is the output of your program. So the output of program is the turtle movement. So if your program is wrong, the turtle will not move. If your program is right, the turtle will move in the direction of the code that has been written. And finally, keyword quiz is there. Let us see if it works. Yes. So now what is the keyword quiz? So I will just open up the handbook. So every game has a handbook and a help file. So you have to use that to learn more about the game. So keyword quiz will help you build your own vocabulary documents in a simple and intuitive way. The basic layout is a two-column spreadsheet where you can type vocabulary entries in one form that you know and in other form that you want to learn. You can change the titles of the columns to reflect what you are practicing. So there will be some examples. You can go ahead, check out those examples in the handbook, and then you can start with your own exercise. So that's it. We have completed the two sections, that is the accessories and education. In the next section, we will go ahead with some more applications. Bye bye. See you in the next video.